Hi again, welcome back. We're gonna continue testing SMD component on computer motherboard. We have seen in the previous video how to test ceramic capacitors, and of course the good ceramic capacitor is the ceramic capacitor that give one like this in the multimeter or a reading like this 200, for example. As you can see, once you get the reading like this means the capacitor is good. You should not get a short like this. If you get a short, 0 means the capacitor is shorted. And we have seen also that the ceramic capacitors around the IC, every IC, are a sign. If you find that all ceramic capacitors are good around the IC, no short means the IC is not shorted, it's good. But if you find around the IC the ceramic capacitors are shorted, 2 or 3 ceramic capacitors are shorted, means the IC is shorted. But we have an exception. So for the capacitors in the CPU socket or CPU circuit, this is basically the back of the CPU. Here, these capacitors will give a low resistance. As you can see, we have 11. This one also, as you can see, 11. All ceramic capacitors in the CPU socket or in the CPU circuit has a low resistance or a low reading. This is normal because the resistance is not for the capacitor but for the CPU. Now guys, let's move on to check MOSFETs. As you can see, please, if you are serious about improving your repair skills, subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified for future videos like this one, and to be part of our family where I have over 1000 friends. You are very welcome. All links in the description. Also, you're gonna find in the description the link for a full article in my website about all what we have discussing in this video. So please make sure you stay tuned and do not miss any moment if you want to maximize your chance of understanding this course. So we have basically 8-pin MOSFET. You can find, of course, 3-terminal MOSFET. So to test the MOSFET, you have first to locate the source. Do you see this white mark and this dot over here means these 3 pins are source. This is gate and this is drain. Means these 3 pins are source, as you can see. Of course, you can find something in some MOSFETs, a dual MOSFET, and you can find just 2 sources. Let's check this one. For example, this MOSFET, this is a normal MOSFET where we have, as you can see, 4 pins connected together. You see the trace here, all pins are connected together. Here we have the mark, this white mark, and this dot means this is the source. So 3 pins connected together, as you can see, and we have the gate. We can even check for beginner. If I put one probe here, okay, do you see? All these pins are connected together. 4 pins connected together. For the source also, as you can see, this pin connected to this one, connected to this one, but it's not connected to the gate. So guys, to check the MOSFET, you can just put one probe in the source like this and the other in the drain. As you can see, we get 1000 because the MOSFET is connected to the board. But if I switch the probes, as you can see, let's check, we get 500. The reading, the drop voltage for diode. So this is good. So this is a good MOSFET. Do you see? We get a reading about 500. Normally, if I swap the probes, I should not get anything, as you can see. But why we get over 1000? If you remember in the previous video, I told you that when the component is connected to the board, it's normal to get above 1000 when you swap the probes. Let's check this MOSFET also, for example. So we have drain, as you see guys, drain, and over here we have source, and this is the gate. Always for source, we have this white mark and this dot. This dot for beginners are the pin number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so if we check between drain and source, we get 500. This is good because the bad MOSFET is the MOSFET that has a short. Of course, never touch the gate. Do you see, guys, this path here? Please, before diving into the course, we'd like to give a huge thank you to the sponsor for this video, PCBWay. PCBWay offers many services ranging from PCB production and assembly to 3D printing and a variety of materials. CNC machining, sheet metals fabrication, injection molding, and more. PCBWay makes it easy to get custom parts for your project. And if you don't like to work a lot with the soldering iron, they can even assemble your PCBs for you. That's the PCBWay. Now back to the video. This is the control signal goes directly to the gate. If you touch the gate with the red probe like this, okay, you can get a continuity while checking the MOSFET. So never touch the gate using the red probe. Okay, guys, so let's check the another MOSFET and then move to another component. So here between source and gate we have 800. If I swap the probes, we have 500. This is good. Okay, this is good. 500 normal reading. Here we have 800 because the MOSFET is connected to the board. So in the previous video also we have seen how to test tantalum capacitors and electrolytic capacitors, and I told you that tantalum capacitors and electrolytic capacitors are not same as ceramic capacitors. Those ceramic capacitors basically are not polarized. Okay, it's not polarized, but for electrolytic and tantalum capacitor, polarized capacitor. So here, this white mark over here means this is the positive side. Okay, as you can see for this one, and for the and here we have negative side. And for electrolytic capacitor, this black mark here means negative, and here we have positive. We have even here plus, as you can see, plus here and plus here. So to check the tantalum capacitor, easy, you can just put the red probe here and the black probe here. Do you see we get a short? No, because this tantalum capacitor belongs to the CPU circuit. That's why we get a low reading. This is normal. This is normal, so please pay attention. So if we check this one also, let's check one probe here, the other probe here. Do you see we have charge and discharge? Let's swap this two probe. I have charge, discharge, guys. Do you see this one also? Let's do the same. Okay, let's swap probes. Swap again. You see, charge, discharge means this is good capacitor. But please, guys, in terms of connecting this capacitor, if for example you find this one is bad, you should connect it by respecting the polarity, because this capacitor is polarized, positive terminal, negative terminal. Also for tantalum capacitor, positive terminal, negative terminal. Do not connect it in the wrong side, but for those, no problem, it's not polarized. And by the way, for capacitors like those in parallel, if you have one failed, you can ignore it, you can just work with 3, no problem, until you get the fourth one. Okay, so basically, guys, here we have other kind of MOSFETs. This is basically a flat MOSFET, the same working principle. So for those MOSFET, how can we detect or we locate the source? Do you see this bold line here? Okay, we have here an angle, this bold line, and this also, and we have here a small hole or dot. Here also we have means we have source. This one, 3, 4 source. We have gate and we have drain. The same working principle, guys. You can just put one probe here in the drain, okay, like this, and the other, as you can see, in the source. Do you see, guys? Is it a short? No, we have 9 because also this capacitor belongs to the CPU circuit. So please pay attention, very important, especially for beginners. Never be confused about this kind of reading for short circuit. A real short circuit, guys, a real short circuit, look to the multimeter, is this one, 0. This is a real short circuit. But if you get 9, 8, 5, sometimes it's normal when we are in the PC, where we are in the chipsets and processor circuit. Here, guys, this compound basically are crystals. Many of you ask me about how to test crystals. So unfortunately, I don't have the oscilloscope. I cannot test crystals like this. I need an oscilloscope. And how you can test it using the oscilloscope? Very easy, guys. Just put the ground of the oscilloscope everywhere here in the ground of the motherboard. Let's, for example, this is the ground for the oscilloscope. You can just put it in the ground like this, everywhere in the motherboard. Okay, and then put the red probe on the crystal here, any terminal of the crystal. Okay, and you will get in the oscilloscope the frequency. For example, if we have here 14 megahertz, you will get 14 megahertz. If we have here, for example, 32,000 kilohertz, you will get 32,000 kilohertz in the multimeter, and so on. Okay, guys, so this is how we can check crystal. Of course, there is many kind of crystal. You can find this kind of crystal like this. Sometimes you can find this kind of crystal with this reference X or Y sometimes. So guys, we have another kind of crystal. As I told you, we test it using the oscilloscope. We have here X, as you can see. We have another kind here. Do you see near to the super IO? We have another here. So for inductor, guys, we have already seen how to test it. So inductor is just a wire. You will get 0 in the multimeter, as you can see. So for diode, we have, this is basically diode. For diode, you should always locate the negative terminal and the positive terminal, or cathode and anode. Then put the black probe in the cathode, the red probe in the anode. We have a reading in the multimeter. So we have a reading in the multimeter. Depending on the type of diode, you can get 200, 300, 700. Okay, so if you swap the probes, you have to get nothing, as you can see. But because the diode is connected to the board, we can get 1000 because the diode is connected to the board. The same thing, guys, for Zener diode. Here, as you can see, we have plus the anode. Here we have the cathode. As you can see, we get a reading. If I swap the probes, nothing, or 1000, we have nothing in the multimeter. Means this is good. So guys, this is a normal diode. Okay, here we have two diodes. Here you're going to understand very clearly about this kind of crystal diodes. I told you that this one is normal. We have a black line, but this is Zener diode. We have a blue line over here. Okay, so we test it using always the same working principle. Always we locate the cathode like this and the anode, and we get about 500. Okay, we have even, as you can see here, plus, as you can see. So guys, I advise you, I have already uploaded a video about references like this. Always try to master references, because sometimes you can find some components that are not clear. For example, this one, is it diode, is it inductor or capacitor? But since we have here C, means this is capacitor. Exactly, this is tantalum capacitor. Okay, this is Q, means here we have MOSFET. Over here we have X, means this is crystal. And this one, basically, guys, you can find some components like those, exactly like ceramic capacitor. Do you see? This one is not ceramic capacitor. This is inductor. Do you see, guys, this component? It's not capacitor. We have PL. This one also we have PL. But the same size as the ceramic capacitor. So guys, I hope you understand this part. We're gonna continue testing other motherboard component in order to master how to test all kind of SMD component and also THT or true Hall technology component that you can find either in any motherboard. So please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and join me in my Patreon page if you want to accelerate learning. Also, I have a website, the link in the description, where you can find many exclusive content, exclusive article that you can read on your piece. Thank you very much and see you in the next video.